We are back. Back to back. Back ruling the country, Swordland. Last time, we kicked some of the oligarchs around. Let's see the consequences. Police launches successful raids. Excellent. Thanks to me, law and order will soon come back. Joint drills at the base, nationalization of Heart of Swordland and Persia Steel. The ex-CEOs have been silent on the matter so far. Protests continue against the government intervention in Belheim. Swordfish troops remain in the country to keep the peace. The protesters say withdrawal is overdue. Rhine's hostile takeover. Nationalization has never been the solution when it comes to recession. Okay. Contan ships from Conriat seen together with the Valgassian navy. Tensions keeps rising in the sea. Okay. What is this? Invitation to the movie premiere. Okay. Mr. Kubrick's something or other. What's wrong, Frank? Since when do you care about her? Been busy lately, but I always have time for you. With an honor, Your Highness. Dana's business. Excited for the movie? Diana? Yes, Papa, don't worry about me. All I'm worried about is whether or not there'll be popcorn. Diana giggled. I sure hope so. Now, no more political talks. Is that right, Monica? Of course. So focus on having a nice time at the movies. She folded her arms. We'll be at the cinema in a few minutes. Good. Thank you for telling me. This is the place, the Baroque-style corner building with walls that looked like marble from a distance. Yes. On the wall next to the entrance, they were painted, "Stop the oppression of the Bluids, stop the genocide in Belhem." There was a journalist that broke for the security cordon. Don't touch me ever again. I guess he's escorting me. We had to for your safety, sir. Again with a Baroque. Oh, the inside was modern. Nice to meet you, Mr. Seabook. Rebook. I think I picked this one last time. Let's see if this one is one of them. Oh, this is one of his. Okay. Oh, really? You might enjoy this one too. I admit, I didn't expect you to be such a cinephile. Frank looked at me in the eye and struggled not to laugh. That's what he did last time when I missed it. Mr. Tarquin Soul was here, yes, of course. Complete and utter dribble was the movie. What about yourself? Sentimental pablum for the enjoyment of housewives only. And for a period piece, the script contained too many anachronisms. Indubitably. What the hell are you doing here, Mr. Soul? A man got to get off his island once in a while, you know. He smiled. I could see no mirth in his face. I wanted to check in on how my country has been faring in my absence. It's not your country anymore. No. There was a glint in his eye. I can handle Swordland without you, old man. I'm happy you're looking out for me, but I don't need any help. Banning the young swords while the communists and Bluidish scum ran rampant? They had to be punished for Circus's murder. He gave a heavy sigh. Short-sighted, I tried to warn Hawker about you. Wait, the emergency declaration was your idea? Don't be naive, Anton. How do you think I've been spreading my retirement? Spending my retirement? Tending to my garden? I've got to protect my party and my legacy. Hawker and Grassi understood that. You should have spoken to me directly about it. What good would that have done? You haven't trusted me since the party congress. You can trust me. Next time, perhaps I will. Now, if you excuse me, I got my garden to get back to. Someone has to keep the weeds from spreading. That's Tarkin Soul, I heard someone scream, his guards close around him, and mine around me. So now we're friendly with Mr. Soul. Interesting, very interesting. And why not? Let us be friendly with Mr. Soul. Bloody students drop school in protest. Ugh. Inevitability. Bill signed. Protest in buried. Yeah. Okay. A high-level agent escaped Rumburg and seeks refuge. Grant him asylum. Whistleblower is going to tell us about the lady. Dinner with the family at home. Let's see. Darling, what's wrong? Frank failed at the university, I'm sure. How did he do? See for yourself. Failed. Even with us being strict, he failed, man. Does he know the results yet? No, but he should get back from school soon. Have a seat, Frank. He came in. Oh, shit. I think last time... No, we should go. We're more cranky in this one. We should go with the disappointment in the family, Frank. Do you think I give a fuck? Monica gasps. It's all about you, isn't it? You don't care that I bombed the test, you just care how it makes you look. You are right. The president of Swordland cannot have a failure for a son. She glared at me. Monica glares at me. I know it's been a rough time, but you really should have studied harder, Frank. Frank's face crumpled. I know. I guess it's the army for me then. The army ends up to be a good thing. So it seems, though. Let's give him in the army, huh? Isn't there anything you can do? I do not take lessons from Mr. Alfonso. Off to the army. I'm sending you to hold Sword State. Okay. That's new, I guess. But fine, I accept it's better than the army. What a day. Okay, so no more army for him this run. Monica disappears into the kitchen. Under the Supreme Court. Harrison vs. Swordland. Chief Justice Hawker dismissed the concurrence of the Ministry of Justice, citing that the religious bill doesn't prevent Bluish people practicing religion in any shape or form. Bluish constitutional rights won't be in question for some time. Excellent. White Room, Maroon Palace. Diplomatic. Mr. President. Yes. Short overview of where we are right now. Nod and gesture him to continue. Although we didn't make a trade with Angolia, we succeeded in making one with Velhem, which means we have increased our presence in the region. These deals have important pieces of leverage and significant first steps in the global arena. We must be looking forward to the future. It is time to take the next steps. Precisely. David sat down, took out a few papers. Velhem and Angolia were practice runs. We must begin improving our relations with the greater nations. Thanks to your wise investment, Swordland's army is now on the way of becoming a force to be reckoned with. Whether it be Rumburg or anyone else, we can handle outside threats just fine. We don't need to beg for help from anyone. But Being friendly wouldn't hurt, right? I agree. There's nothing to be lost by making alliances. A military perspective is important, but these deals are about more than gaining alliances. We need to consider the benefits to our economy. Oh. So we are strong enough, we don't need any more allies. Indeed, the trade deal could also be the first step in aligning ourselves with Vlagstan and Valksland, and maybe entering the SCP. The communist. Swordland will get its rightful place in the SCP. That would be the best outcome. Moving on to Lesbia. Served an ally, financial aid from United Cortana, these out. In any case, a deal won't happen with Lesbia, this is for sure. I hope you're not questioning my decisions. Of course not. This is for the overview. Okay. We have a surplus. Okay, what should we do? Yes, let's begin negotiations with the dudes. We won't have with these guys because I guess maybe if we were neutral, we would have made it with both these guys. We'll have to do another run to see. Recession hits workers. Trade struck with Velhem continues to bear fruits. Excellent. More than before. Before there weren't any good news with that. Sarna increases agricultural production. Even without me investing here. Interesting. Homeless among bluish decrease. Homelessness. Ah, okay. 20% decrease in homelessness. Decrease? That's excellent. The decrease corresponds with a raise in wages and employment in the city. That's excellent for them. Currency loses value against the Arcasian lira because of this stupid budget. Okay. Oh. The cathedral thing, okay. You need to grasp the holy scepter with your left hand and touch the altar with your right. Kneel before the archbishop and wait for him to put the sword on your shoulder. Then touch the sword with your hand, the hand you touch the altar with. Touch the sword with the right hand. Hand the scepter over to the archbishop and receive the sword before passing it to a disciple. Pretty straightforward, right? So, grasp the holy scepter with the left, touch the altar with the right, kneel before the archbishop, sword on the shoulder, touch the sword with the right, hand the scepter over to the archpriest, and receive the sword before passing it to a disciple. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm going to forget everything. Bow your head before the archbishop. Crowd is still cheering. Indescribably happy to be sharing this moment. Yes. Put the priest for a photo. Most excellent. Let us continue with the ceremony. I have not sinned. I confessed. I'm not sure what I'm doing if for Swordland is enough. What you have confessed is not a sin, but you may share your burden with me if you like. I still don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I want to centralize power, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. More power always means more responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility, Uncle Ben. We are only men after all. Leading men carry this on their shoulders, and you are no different. Anything else you'd like to confess? I have been a bad husband. Men are required to protect their families and wives. But God created us as complex creatures. At times conflicts arise within us. Tell me, what was your sin? I have failed to support my wife at the Banffy Festival. Ooh. I have failed to support my wife. A husband must support his wife. You have taken the vows, and you must uphold them. In this case, however, it is different. A woman's place is beside her family, not political podiums. Anything else? I was involved in bribery. Ooh. Was I, though? I guess I took some money from that guy. That's all for today. Extinguish the candles. I'm a bit nervous about the ceremony. Happens to the best of us. A dagger belonged to King Edmund. Very important artifact from the Kingdom of Swordland. It is yours. Oh, thank you. It's enough. Think of the past and think of who we are. Positions are what brought us to this point. Grab the scepter with your left, touch the altar with your right. Kneel before the Archbishop. Touch the sword with your right. Hand the scepter to the Archpriest. Pass the sword to the disciple. Compared to last year, that went surprisingly well, sir. Okay. My eyes met the Archbishop, and he very slightly nodded. Ceremony went on. Excellent. Maybe that will give us some votes. That's kind of the thing that's missing. We should have like a pie chart with voter intentions and stuff. Announcement of the Supreme Court decision. Ooh, let's see. No, please come in. What is the problem? Chief Justice has sent you this. Really, from also Hawker. Bring it here. Yes, sir. She walked up and gave it to me. They immediately started to remove the wrapping to reveal a framed photograph. It was an old black and white photograph of Tarkin's soul posing on a destroyed tank in Holsword Square. The building behind him had thousands of bullet holes. To the side, a clearly readable slogan, "Victory is close," written on the walls. The date 14th of March 1929 was written on the corner with a black mark. Turn to Livia. Thank you, Livia. You may go. Vectron, hi, Livia. What a nice present. Must be some kind of message. Victory is close, perhaps? Victory is close, huh? Also getting ahead of himself. The emergency decree was thought on all my team. We were consistently battling with opposition against our security measures. Cooperating with the old guards had put me in a very fragile spot, which could backfire at any moment. Extending the decree and cooperating with the old guard has put me in a very fragile spot, which felt like I could backfire at any moment. Do you trust him? I have to. Just hope he holds his end of the bargain. If they declare it unconstitutional, there may be potential to try to go against you. You can't face that. Stop whining. Maybe this period has lasted too long already. The opposition within your party is also growing. Swedish nationalism is on the rise. Increased tensions and violence are going despite our security measures. Stop grumbling for once. I'm very sorry. Suddenly, he shook her head for a knock on the door. Lucian came inside and bowed his head. The court has made a decision, sir. They found the decree completely legal and ruled Mr. Richter's complaints invalid. Thank God. That's good news. Now we can start thinking about opposition. They are starting to really provoke the people to go out on protests. Is it really irresponsible of them to invite people to protest on the streets during an emergency? This cannot end well. We'll start investigations against the opposition leaders. As you wish, sir. I'll make the necessary preparations. See you later, Anton. He left the office. PFGP condemns Supreme Court decision. Cabinet meeting on the results of the vote. Lucian looked exhausted. Anything you have to say before we go in? No, sir. Everything is under control. What concerns? There are some concerns that the ministers will bring up. There are members of the cabinet that are quite discontent about the state of the emergency, sir. You already knew and expected this, I presume. I just wanted to give you a heads up. They don't even have the guts to face me. If the party doesn't fall in line, we must consider radical changes. Such radical changes towards the end of our term is not advised, sir. We could talk about this in the meeting. Okay. Good day, everybody. Please have a seat. And here is our president. Pulled out a chair. Please sit down. What is on our agenda? We've been discussing our current status and planning the remainder of our term. Peter walked to his seat, but didn't sit down. He took a look at the ministers. Now that Mr. President is here, we can begin the meeting. I know for some of you have had your concerns about our style of government so far. There will be a time to speak up about these in the meeting today. I also must thank you for all your hard work. Despite the emergency continuing, it also helps stabilize the nation. I must thank you, Mr. President, for being brave enough to act swiftly. This will open the door for long-awaited reforms. Not in agreement. So let's begin the meeting with a look at some reports. According to the latest polls, we have seen a decrease in our popularity. The public opinion has shrunk since we took office. The major concern of the people is the state of our economy. We are still plagued with a recession. We haven't fallen to the first line of the economy. Last time we were going back and forth there. This will have dire consequences for our administration. We mustn't lose hope. Thank you, Peter. First, I want to hear brief reports from each ministry. 10% decrease in the GDP. Shocking number. However, this has not yet reflected well with our debt situation. Our total debt has increased by 65 billion. Well, now that we're in the budget with the minus, I accept that, but before, when we weren't in the minus, this could crash the economy. Assembly is working on introducing new taxes which will generate more revenue for the government. These efforts will depend on the government deficit situation. On the other hand, unemployment has seen no positive changes. On the contrary, there has been an increase in joblessness. It is now at 21%. Very worrying. This is bad. Are there any concerning developments? One major concern is nationalization decision. Our expenses have increased. It did not send a positive signal to the global and local market. I believe this will have negative effects on growth. I also have to say that the failure to open our first infrastructure project was costly. But we expect to see it finish in the next months. But apart from all that, I'll finish with an update on our latest project. The managerial reported that everything is going well and fast on the Conrad Industrial Zone. So the last time I gave it to the... goddamn Arcasian businessmen. The Western guys, they did nothing. Now they also delayed it for a year. Now I gave it to the state, they also delayed it for a year. I guess the last option would be to give it to the Holstow dudes. Maybe if we do like a totally right run. This is more of a lefty run. Your concerns have been heard. I'll keep it very brief. The trade deal with Vaga increased our agricultural exports. Excellent. Investments also led to a decrease in homelessness in Belgium. That will be all for me. Thank you, Mr. Manger. Okay. Next up, Pascal. Mr. President. Our state facilities require immediate attention. We are experiencing long lines in front of hospitals everywhere. We are also currently investing some reports on a small polio outbreak. These reports keep getting shorter. Thank you. Joseph, step up. The Ministry of Defense has a very important report regarding our situation with Rumburg. The investigations showed that Rumburg was in fact weaponizing rebels against our state. We have learned that they have been aiding Bluish rebels in Belgium too. Our military must stand ready for any possible attack coming from Rumburg. We have gathered intelligence regarding their military research and production. They are building a massive army. We urgently need to increase our own military production. We cannot let them threaten us like this. Make the necessary arrangements, Mr. Lancia. We'll have to use whatever we have to its limit. Of course. So even though I put all the money there, it's still money. agreeing to deal some negotiations, okay. Negative impact with Lesbia. The region is very unstable, and with the incidents in Rumburg and Velheim and Velshiland, we must be very cautious. We can talk more in detail on our foreign policy meeting. Your concerns have been heard. Sierra is next. She is what education, right? We're plagued with problems, but you're already aware of these. It's an important report from our intelligence officers, okay? We have disrupted the radio signals of several active Bloodish Freedom Front militants in Belgium. So is some sort of preparation going on. Our forces managed to eliminate 22 militants. They were carrying Rumburg-made AK-47s, okay. We need to implement a new measure soon. Provide you with more details. Okay. I'd like to transfer the Gendarmerie under the Ministry of Interior to provide the internal security efforts. Okay. If you need more help, I can surely arrange a transfer. We have several incidents, too violent, too quick. Transfer military officers. Well, if the security situation gets more problematic, we might have to implement it to gendarmerie. There's already miscommunication going on. Oh, yes, I remember that. Will you transfer the gendarmerie to the interior? I will support you in the gendarmerie authority transfer. Now it's your turn. Excellent. Linnea smiled faintly. Anything to share, Mrs. Morgana? She shook her head. Not at this time. You're perfectly aware of what's going on. Oh, the Minister of Justice. I understand. Next, let's talk about our new focus and plans going forward. It is time to focus on changing our party as a whole. I will add a new vision in our manifesto. The cabinet looked uneasy. As I said, I will reform our party platform. I see, and the party leadership will agree with that? You do not agree with that, Mrs. Graff. You've learned my thoughts if you bring your suggestions to the leadership. You'll learn about my thoughts if you bring your suggestion to the leadership. That's the extent of my comments. We can move on. Thank you for your comments. Yes, she's going to run against me. Okay. Let's move on. Yes, the whistleblower spoke. The whistleblower whistled. Artisan protests. Gang violence diminished. Twice now. This is the second time. Address to the nation speech. I am always ready. Brothers and sisters, I soared to the election on the winds of change that was desperately sought and called for. I took office with a plan to lead Swordland out of recession and into greatness. Yes, that one. Out of recession and into greatness. But I was forced to lay aside my aspirations as the country faced an unprecedented emergency. But do you know what they say about best laid plans? My inauguration was marked by a brutal assassination. No sooner than I inaugurated did the threat of the bluish separatist raised its head. How about the brutal assassination, yes. Extraordinary times called for extraordinary measures. Why my opponents could not see this. Their court defeat is proof that our current state of emergency is more than justified. I do not take on my power lightly. Every order I give is for the sake of the country. Ooh, I shall turn my attention. Oh. Does the internet even work? Not the internet, my internet. Oh, we'll see if we're still streaming. Bum, bum, bum. Seems to be fine. Seems to be fine. Okay. We're back, baby! Sorry about that. So. As God is my witness, I will protect Swordland from those who seek to destroy it from within. I can put God into it, which is not a very communist thing to do. There are those who seek to tear Swordland apart from within, but together we will beat them. Let's put God here as well, why not? I will not let foreign conflicts distract us from the terror in our own backyards. I will continue to show Rumburg no mercy. I will defend Swordlands against our enemies abroad. Oh yeah, we have been pushing Rumburg as far as we could and still nothing happened, so yeah, no mercy to Rumburg. I will continue to clean up the economic mess my predecessors left me. All this while bringing Swordland back from the depths of recession. Cleaning up the economic mess my predecessors left me. I have not forgotten the promise I have made when you elected me. When I was running for president, I made you a promise. I have not forgotten the promise. I hope I fulfilled it to your satisfaction. I swore to improve the military. And even with all that has been going on, I succeeded. I thank you for standing by me, your president, both in good times and bad. And Vikrens is da. And we're ready for the next turn. Supreme Court rules emergency lawful. Okay. The court defended the emergency decree, arguing that the Swordish state was, in fact, faced with imminent danger and will not admit of delay. Isolated polio cases. Yikes. Yeah, we met with Saul, new law on education in Swordish language. President to restore Swordland to glory. We look forward to seeing what the second half of his presidency will bring. New language bill, a milestone for integration. Excellent. The president attends the day of dissension. Swordland once again felt unity. Polio cases explode in Bergia. Okay, the movie thing. Supreme Court defends emergency. The ongoing state of emergency has already resulted in arrests of thousands of Swordish civilians, forcing thousands to flee the country and hundreds of missing people. How longer will this go? Justice failed once again. What are Rhine and Soul hiding? Rhine side's racist bill. How is it racist? Oh, the language. Okay, the language rolling. We accepted the whistleblower. That's good, that's good. Revelations. Departure of the sun. So I guess this is it. Goodbye and good riddance? Something like that. Frank shifted his weight nervously. Look, Dad, I know have been kind of a pill since you became president, but you haven't been exactly father of the year. I don't want to live on a bum note. Can we, sign a peace accord or whatever the government people do? Just get out of my house. I suppose we can, but I left my signing pen in the office. Frank smiled. And we'll have to shake on it. Frank, I'm going to miss you. Okay, she nodded. Not a kid anymore, Mom. She hugged and la. Serge appeared. Time to go, Frank. I guess last time you said, make me proud. Good luck. Frank nodded. I don't think these matter. These dudes, the Volksland, might be preparing for a major invasion. Gendarmerie issue. Miscommunication between the interior and the gendarmerie. How would this happen? This happens even if I gave her the gendarmerie. Last time I didn't give it to her and just told them to. Oh, road age free is finished. Finally. Excellent. Highway finished. The opening of the highway. Many more projects like this. Well done. Couldn't have done this without our excellent team, indeed. It's been a long time since the successful infrastructure project. For a public relations viewpoint, we can certainly capitalize on the occasion. I don't support anything beyond the opening ceremony. The highway speaks for itself. Image is everything, Simon. I agree this would boost our president's reputation. I think so too, Mr. President. I agree, and let's hit the road. Nothing like a cheerful crowd. Looking forward to it. Okay, let's see if we have a cheerful crowd. Thank you for your kind words. A president who put trust in me. I want to thank everyone who involved in each one. Oh, yes. You deserve credit, Simon. You're going to leave me, I'm sure. Once again, good work, everyone. Begin the ceremony. Walk up the podium. Citizens, welcome to the opening. People of Swordland. At the beginning of this journey, we promised jobs and opportunity. We kept our promise. Economic growth. Intention was to ensure citizens an easy commute between the things. Okay. More to the citizens. Thanks to this highway, travel between these two places will be twice as fast and immediately more comfortable. Highway has brings thousands of jobs as well, yes. Ensuring the success of this project wasn't just one of my presidential goals, I made it my personal priority. Current Minister of Interior. Oh yes, let's thank the Ministry. No, what was it? Yeah, Phineas Graft, Minister of the Interior. And who do we thank before that? Mr. Simon. Yeah. Yes, let's thank Mr. Simon again, in public. Cut the ribbon. Enter the car. Let's take Linnaeus with me. I guess I should have done a thank to the guy. Took the lady, or maybe thanked the lady in public, and then took Lucian with me. Take Lucian with me. Maybe. Maybe that would have been better. Discussion on changes to the law. Changing our core values doesn't seem to sit well with the party members in general. Yes. Let's do it. Ooh. Our new set of principles are ultranationalistic, neo-socialist, liberal, socialist. I see. It's not much to add here. You already established your stance. It's going to be problematic, but I'll make sure the party embraces this. Seems to have his mind occupied, Mr. Peter. I noticed that too. I need to talk to him privately in some time. Okay. Peter, have a seat. Thank you. You can enact new major laws with your emergency powers. You have enough political capital now. What are your thoughts, Anton? It is time to use my powers to change legislation. It's up to 3 laws. Okay. Swordfish Radio and Television Supreme Council. Freedom of speech is protected by Swordland, but with the rise of new media, private organizations gain massive influence on the society. With a new decree, you can create a government agency that could protect the independence of the media or control it. Berja Special Zone. Berja is a volatile region and seeks special administration attention. By passing a new decree designating it as a special zone, the administration can assign extraordinary privileges to increase the executive power to the governor. Ooh. The old guard will not execute this presidential power. The old guard will not execute this presidential power. Removing... Oh. The old guard will not execute the desalinization. Interesting. The old guard... Oh, so if I go the old guard, they will not like to do this things. The equality in education. Amnesty... Interesting. Remove the independence of the central bank. Central bank is independent to determine the monetary policies of our country. A new decree would remove the independence by putting it under the presidency, giving the executive more direct control over the monetary strategy. Lower retirement age, -2. Allow private prisons. No. We'll have to put something that doesn't hurt the budget, so we'll do the television. Capital punishment was outlawed in the 40s, but a new decree can reinstitute it for high crimes. Can remove the independence. Trade commerce in Swordland has few regulatory measures, resulting in unfair competition sometimes. A new Fair Trade Commission can be established via decree to push the fair market competition by protecting local industries through new regulations. So it's between these two, I guess. Or these 3. I have to pick 2 of them. Gun ownership right. Currently, citizens aren't allowed to own guns. Yeah, why bear arms, man? I will not do the capital punishment, but from these... That one, or this one. One of these. Yeah, let's do this one. Belgia Special Zone. Done. These are some big changes, Anton. Especially the new regional structure you're thinking of. Going to create a lot of problems, sir. We will have all the bluish citizens against us. Probably agitate the militants in Belgia as well. Don't worry. This will have more benefits than problems, trust me. Yes, sir. Also, the central bank gained its independence during Alfonso's terms. Backtracking from that decision so quickly might be damaging. Edith will be pissed. He laughed. But anyway. I very much support your decision to reform a regulatory body for radio and television. Television is the future. So, how will you structure the Supreme, this to the Supreme Council of Swordish and... we will have control of the council, which we will have control over media. You see where I'm going with this? Loss of media bias. No, let's control the media. Of course. Perfect tool to manipulate the public. Thank you both. Lekeburg commands at all-time high. State-of-the-art military equipment and tanks entering the inventory. Excellent. Mr. President, I'm surprised you're still up this late. I like taking night walks. One of my own. Do you mind if I ask you why you can't sleep? Are you also worried about future all the time? About the future, probably. I'm an old man, Mr. President. I've been alive for more than 70 years. I spent most of these years worrying about various things endlessly. As the mankind, we are forever gullible. We're always thinking about reaching out what we don't have. Thank you for your wisdom, Mr. David. Recommend. It's getting a bit chilly. I recommend you do the same. Go inside. Good idea. I saw Castle Hagel. Is that the politician and communist? Yes. Comrade Hagel. He turned around. He was a man of small stature with a balding, striking visage. With a quick glance, he smiled and opened his arms. He helped me and patted me on the shoulder. Comrade Ryan! So good to see you. I wanted to meet with you in person for a long time. Pleasure. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Gesture towards the painting. This was made in 1776 by a famous Valkslancian painter. What do you think of it? A painting over 5 meters tall was a battle scene. On the left side there were banners carried by Valgs on the right of swords. I think we have come far. After all, we are standing here side by side instead on the battlefield. We can do so much through unity, Comrade Ryan. Started walking. To me, this painting tells me how far we have come. Swords and Valgs might have had troubles. It's almost like saying swords and vag. I don't know. Like vaginas. I don't know. That just popped in my head. Valgs. Dirty mind. Very dirty. Yes, the swords and the vaginas. Yes, we're doing fine. Yes, this is dyslexia that this game is kicking on me. No other two countries understand each other more in the world. It's great to hear these important words coming from you. He nodded and pointed towards another painting. It was almost as large as the first one. A burning city was depicted. Looking closer, I realized it was Condriat. The Great Fire of Condriat. The most shameful event in the entire Valklandian history. The scars of it must be still aching. Another result of the evil of imperialism. Well said, comrade. Thankfully, we have cut the head of the snake called imperialism here in Volksland. The guard approached the Chancellor. Excuse me for a minute. The Chancellor stepped away with a guard. While I looked around, I saw more recent painting depicting the upheaval of farmers against an aristocrat. What did he say? What did you say? Give the ministers what they want. As for the director of the company, I want him to face trial for undermining the workers. Relay to the Ministry of Justice at once. No one can exploit our people and expect to get away with it. After the order, the guard was hastily on his way. Okay. Sorry. About what? You know how it is. What was that about? The director of a foreign joint venture mining corporation decided not to pay his miners the full amount for 2 consecutive months. He will be handled. Revolution is a slow process, comrade. Slow but sure. I can still hear there is an emergency declared in Swordland. I hope everything is all right. Nothing to worry about, comrade. Everything has been handled. Very well. Follow me. For a short breakfast. I immediately saw the portrait of Leon Manievich. Oh, the guy of the leader of United Britannia. What can you tell me about Comrade Malievich? Maliev? Something? Maleniev. Been butchering him's name so many times. You've spotted the portrait. Well, where do I begin? He's a good friend of mine. Although I don't agree with him on every matter, he demands respect. Volgasian socialism aims to eliminate the power of the state through the promotion of responsibility. One key of the cornerstones of devotion in the society. Small councils with high citizen participation. We believe that the revolution in Volksland is stable enough that we do not need a vanguardist approach of Malievism. We are already in the process of such transformation. However, the revolution here owes a great deal to Malievich. Yes. Yeah. Comrade Ryan, if you like, I can put a good word for you with Comrade Malievich. I have a feeling you could get along with him. That would be really good, thank you. Very well. Before you say anything, I think you would be glad to hear that I accept the deal. I had my troubles at the beginning, but those were cleared once I met you in person. Same goes for me too, Comrade Hegel. Thank you. That's a deal or two in between Volksland and Swordland. We have so much more possibility between our countries. We'll sign the papers shortly. Okay. Now that's out of the way, there are 2 things in mind. He turned to me. I think you are like open-minded people, Comrade Rain. I would like to solidify our newfound friendship over a military alliance. A pact that connects the 2 continents. No, it's much more than that. The strongest pact that ever came in between the Volgs and the Swords. He clenched his fist and looked at me. What do you say, Comrade Ryan? Are you ready to achieve greatness together with me? I accept, comrade. Yes. Most accept. 2 shots of vodka. You know who pisses me off? Those damn Agnolians who claim our lands as their own. Like it's not enough, they kill my people in their homes at Hedgeland, slaughtering them like cattle. Imagine they did that to Swordish people, wouldn't you say, comrade? No one wants a war. How about if we do push to a war? I would slaughter them like how they slaughtered and killed Swordish citizens. Exactly. It's really... I'm trying very hard to show restraint. If they want to mess with Voxland, they will see our might. He turned to me and put his hand on my shoulder. Comrade Ryan, I am planning on invasion on Hedgeland to save Voxland's citizens from the clutches of the murderous Agnolians. Don't worry, I do not wish to pull Swordland into this conflict in any way. This is not your battle, after all. What I want from you is simple. I cannot risk international backlash. But if I have Swordland behind my cause, everything will be easier. I want you to recognize Hedgeland as Valgansian territory. What do you say, comrade? Are you with me? I will not meddle in the affairs between these two. Hold on. It's theirs, and they're going to invade us. Sure, why not? I'm with you, comrade. More vodka. Assistant collected the empty glasses. He whispered to Hegel's ear. His eyes widened as he clutched his fists with anger. Mongolians did what? Comrade Rad, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. There is a matter I need to attend to. Of course, comrade. It's been a pleasure. We're fully supporting these guys in a war. Not fully, but you know. And we have an alliance that we probably didn't need. Private meeting with Peter. I remember, oh yes, we are in the old office. I remember it being much cleaner. That's what time does to things, my friends. You look a little shabbier yourself. What are we celebrating? Life, my friend, life. Let's drink. Without the glasses. That's my boy. Come, have a look around. Around. Check the old desk drawers. Inside are a few coins, pencils, and sheets of paper. Underneath them, something caught my eye. A photograph of me and Monica sitting under a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G? This must have been 15 or 10 years old. Monica would love to see this. Nice find. Look at baby Anton. Take the photograph. Look through the storage boxes. Have your object wrapped safely. I unwrapped it. It was the emerald-colored statue of a goat. The goat is the symbol of Swordland? Brenda, Brenda, Brenda. Take the statue. Go through the records. One of my favorite albums. What a classic. I should mail that to Frank so he can listen to real music. Take the record as well. Enough of the old times. Drink. Drink, drink, drink. I know you, Peter. What are you hiding? Nothing. Let's go to the roof. I have yet to see a night sky beautiful enough to make Peter Berggren cry. He wiped his tears and laughed. I messed up, Tantan, I messed up big time. Evelyn is leaving me. What the hell did you do? I've been sleeping with the enemy. We don't know she's the enemy yet, though. Oh. Shit! This is a cause for scandal. I got it on the apps, don't worry. She's more than a pretty face, Anton. She's smart and kind. And I like to cheat on my wife with her, you know? That's something. How could you do this to me? I know, but we're ending things. Told her it's unprofessional. Yes, let us be really self-serving assholes. I still can't believe this. I ought to have you both fired. Anton, please, I'm begging you. There was an edge of desperation in Peter's voice. He took another drink. How many years have we known each other? We've done enough damage. I'll handle this myself. Let's call Lucian. Right now... Oh no, we have to meet tomorrow morning. Yes. National Business Council requests financial conservatism. It was early in the morning after my talk with Peter. The sun was beginning to peek over the horizon. Thank you for meeting me at this hour. Cut to the chase. How did you find out? Yes, he found out that she's a spy. Tell me more. I can show you. He shows me that she's a spy. That's indeed cause for concern. Yes, glad you agree. That's not all. I found her resume. Yes, it's a long gap. Good morning, Mr. Peter. Okay, let's wait for Lucian to say something. Please have a seat. Enough pretending. Your secret is out. Know what you're talking about. Peter already told me everything. Livia, Lucian has evidence. Sorry, Mr. President, I was foolish, and Peter was so nice to me. Oh. So she doesn't admit it. She admits it's always to the end, at the end of the whole thing, so... Are you feeling alright, Mr. Blade? Don't play dumb, Livia, if that is even your real name. Mr. President, I understand you don't want me to keep my job, but why smear me with such outlandish accusations? Why were you asking Peter about my alliances? Oh yes, she's lying about trying to get into the office. Sit down and shut up! Peter took a seat. She's a spy, Peter. You messed up big time. She's been relaying information to Rumburg. Yes, Lucian was spying on you for good reason. You'd say that Peter is your lover. He was my lover. We've put this behind us. The two of us ought to do as well. Lucian frowned. Peter, Livia, out now. So we couldn't force her to admit without the evidence that this guy will provide later. Okay, even though we pushed. Last time we didn't push. Let's investigate her. Peter did with anyone understand if I'll decide once we have the results, yes. If we fire him or not. Still don't know if we should fire him. I think he does well in the elections. There was a report there that he's charming and stuff. Last time. The economy is extraordinarily stable in this run. Which is amazing. After we've been chopping the legs off of the private sector at every turn, the economy is mediocre. We can't have her running away during the investigation. I'll do it myself. She's too suspicious to you. Very well, sir. Results of the scandal. Motion him to come. This is where she finds it. Yes, the secretary is not who I think I am. Lavinia is dead. An unidentified corpse. Oh shit. Further investigation by our operations in Rumburg matched Miss Suno's description to a woman named Ilana Vance. Yes. I think this is what we said last time. That lying, two-faced succubus. We should have figured this out ages ago. What were we going to do, sir? What do you think I should do? It's only a matter of time before the media pieces together what happened. But I control the media. What if there were no trial? Then you'd... What exactly? Knowing... let her return to Rumburg? That would damage us even further. You must remain in control of the narrative, Mr. President. Starting by letting Peter Beckman take the fall. Let's let him take the fall this time, how about that? And I can't even select anything like that. I might not even be able to fire him. I know his actions were problematic. Problematic is an understatement. Would you do the same to your so-called best friend? No, I wouldn't. Okay, alright. Peter must be the scapegoat. Very well, I shall write a statement. Thank you. She entered the office. So tell me, Ilana. Barely flash of fear crossed her face. Livia, sir. My name is Livia. I nodded towards the office doorway. Carl Gazer was standing there all along, took his guards blocking the entrance. Her eyes darted around the room. What the hell is going on? You're going to pay for the way you used Peter. Carl's men grabbed her arms and began to drag her away. No, no, you can't do this to me. Peter comes in. Liv, what the hell's going on? She was using you all along, Peter. This can be true, can it? Yes, I won't say another word except that you're a sad drunk and a lousy lay. Oh, no. Lousy lay. These things don't change. Honestly, if I were a Romberg spy, I would barely have anything to do. You two Swordland right? Lev have made Swordland right for the people. Yes. Come to my office, you're making a scene. Okay. Let's get on with running the country, shall we? Actually, I have something to tell you. What is it? I want you to resign. Guess I deserve this. No, but we need someone to take the fall for this scandal, or the administration suffers. I could see tears in his eyes. I'm so sorry, Anton. I was never cut out for this job. It was fun while it lasted. Sure was, old buddy. Stay for a drink. Poured some whiskey, Peter grabbed a glass. To new beginnings. He drained a third of the bottle in one swig. Lesbia sanctions. Lesbia has announced a slew of trade sanctions against us. Some import taxes and cancellation of arms sales, medical assistance and other economic cooperations between our countries. The sanctions come as a direct reaction to the alliance with Deutschland. Ooh. Okay. Aligned with those dudes. I bet the same thing would have happened if we allied with these guys. The other guys would have been pissed. Please sit down. As you are aware, Livia Suno, former Secretary of the President, is currently being tried for espionage. Ilana Vance, Rumbung spy. Rest assured, Romberg will may beg to answer for its later affront to our great country. Yes. We'll go towards Rumburg. She's just a pawn. However, the fact remains that she should never have been allowed to infiltrate our administration. However, the fact remains that she should have never been allowed to access the sensitive government information. Infiltrate our administration in the first place. What she did can be directly traced to the carelessness of one man. She did so by exploiting the witnesses of the vice president. Journalists gasped and murmured. Peter turned his face to me, his mouth hanging open. Vectran's willingness to put his own infantile desires over Swordland security has made him a threat to the state. Therefore, the Vice President shall be tried for his shameful actions against the state. If found guilty, he will be imprisoned. Take him. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's do that. This is for the good of Swordland, trust me. Fuck you, Anton! You hear me? Mr. President, not taking any questions. Sir, you just had our Vice President arranged in full view of the public, Lucian interjected. The President will not be taking any further questions, thank you. Yes, we need to replace the Secretary and the Vice President. You're a little too old to be my secretary, Lucian. Very funny, sir. We walked back the stairs to the countryside to watch the rest of the trial. This is hilarious. Things are turning up insane. Queen demands reparations. Yeah, right. What day is it? Oh, we're still on day 8. Okay, I think we have 2 more days. Selection for new Vice Presidente. Sir. So, Vice President Galande, what do you think? You already know what I think, Mr. President. My current capacity of Chief Strategist, I have evaluated the experience and capabilities of our potential Vice Presidents objectively. I am by far the most qualified candidate. I advise you not only to think about our long history together, but also the many crises I have helped you shepherd you through. I won't say much beyond that. You're a valuable strategist. I don't know if I can afford to lose you in that capacity. As Vice President, my ability to serve you and this administration will increase. Expect you to make the right decision. Mr. President, I must say I'm not surprised at all when my name was put up forward. Why were you not surprised? One does learn to expect a few things when spending so many years in government. Simply put, that I bring to the table in years of experience. I have been member of the Assembly for 20 years, and I spent 7 years as Speaker. Oh. I'm also leader of the conservative wing of the party. Oh. That would have helped me last time. Oh, now I get it. She leads the Conservatives. She's the Speaker of the House. Interesting. She can give me the Conservatives. Your experience would be a great asset. Experience is always important. Also, be able to rally the Assembly's conservative voters to your side. Allow us to pass bills much easier, especially those bills aligned with my block's causes. We are already aligned. Aligned. Think about it. Okay. I want you to know that I value order over everything else, Mr. President. Being the Speaker of the Assembly requires principles, nerves of steel, determination to uphold proper conduct. You can expect to see the same from a Vice Presidency. You being a woman could prove advantageous. Okay. That will be all for now. You are right, there is much to gain, I will consider it. Interesting. The great honor has been to be chosen as a candidate. Okay. Let's talk. As you know, I represent the reformist wing of the party. Oh. What Zonland needs today is not only to catch up to more modern neighbors, but to surpass them. I believe we can do that. No, I am sure. However, this will only be possible if we set aside our differences and unite as one. I did not ask about your opinions. What can you provide me with? Very well. The fact is that if I, as Vice President, reformist members of our party will be more likely to support you in your causes. This smooth passage of bill will help move our administration and our country forward. That makes sense. Yeah, so firing that dude is actually a gift for the player to be able to gather more support. Thank you, I'll consider what you said. Lean back in my chair, thinking about the pros and cons of each vice president. I could almost hear Peter's voice in my head, laughing at the absurdity of my situation. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Briefing on women's rights? What? What are you doing here? Monica turned to Chiara. Give us a minute, of course. Explain yourself. You know how much I want to help women of Swordland. I have the opportunity. Couldn't just let it pass. So Sierra asked me to join her today, and I had to accept. Sierra needs to learn that she cannot interfere with my family. My answer is still no, you will not go into politics. But why? It's about Swordish women. I'm going to appoint a goddamn woman. Soonish. Like right before, after this. Supported you last time. Someone has to stay. Oh, getting close to the elections. I cannot handle any possible bad press. I know Benfield may have crossed the line, but this is different. This is my final answer. You will not do it. Okay. Monica's eyes narrowed. All right. If I need to leave for you to take Sierra seriously on the women's issues, I will. Okay. I pity your wife won't join us. It's a pity your wife won't join us, yes. It's for her own good. Let us begin. Okay, so we can do something here. Oh, I have to see, yes. Supporting working mothers. Have to think about this. Equal treatment in the workforce. Quotas are far easier to implement than equal pay. Gender equality in the public education. Yeah, I remember these from... My voters won't see their sons in an apron. Okay. I feel too much like you're comparing Swordland to other nations. We must choose our own path. Okay. I can pass the laws you want here and now. Why bother with a commission? It's going to be hard getting the laws passed by the Assembly. Nia would kill me for saying this, but this is one of those cases where using your decree powers would fully be justified. What exactly is between you and Mrs. Morgana, anyway? She shrugged uncomfortably. We're friends, that is all. I hereby declare your laws passed and your commission established. Good luck. Ooh. Laws passed already. I'm on your side, but I want to go through the assembly. Cannot risk a backlash. Yes, let's do that. Okay, she'll go through the parliament. Vice President, pick Gloria. Swordish League of Women. Yeah, sure we can donate. Stay at the palace. Okay. Harshaf's anniversary is coming soon, the most important day for the Bluish population. I don't want to cause further division among swords because of this. Yes. Put yourself as a uniter, not a divider. Bum 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 bum. Gloria, good to see you. Good to see you too, Mr. President. I'm almost ready to get to work. That reminds me. Are you ready? Yeah, she's trying to make this guy look bad. Mr. Galade, could you talk to the staff secretary to get me some furniture? I'm not your servant, Mrs. Torrey. A simple request. That's the job of the office secretary, Mrs. Torrey, not our chief strategist. Very well, I'll do it. Seriously, though. I want you to try to get along with Lucian. I will do my best. Yes, all of you people get along. The cabinet has changed. Mediation of a dispute in gendarmerie. Oh, not this crap again. This is unacceptable. How dare the police meddle in the affairs of gendarmerie? Slam the table. Linnaeus, what happened? Oh yes, the drug trafficking. Even though I gave her authority over the gendarmerie. Line of communication. What I hear is both of you are incompetent. La 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 la. I want the gendarmerie to be transferred to the Ministry of Interior. Didn't I already decide this? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Why? Because it makes sense? Because the gendarmerie is not part of the... is part of the military structure and must be tied to the defense. Police forces don't have right equipment to search for rural areas like the gendarmerie does, to cover the rural areas. That's true, but we haven't had revolts in a while. How about your promise? That was before you screwed up. That's not how promises work, Mr. President. What promise? Now I see what's going on here. Enlighten us. What is going on here, Yosef? Linnea set up to create an incident. Linnea's bit her lip. That's going too far. Let us take down the accusation a notch. Yes. Gendarmerie to the Ministry of Interior. Very well. Want these criminals caught immediately. Oh, I guess I promised her the gendarmerie. I didn't actually... It didn't get enacted. Police reduces drug trade. Excellent. Let's move on. Briefing on the current situation of the healthcare. Very well, thanks for bringing these in. Salaries, hospitals. Okay, let's begin. Quick summary. Anybody can succeed with given all the resources. We need to do better. We'll do better next year, don't worry. Yes. Grabbed a briefcase, pulled out a tan-colored package. Oh, right, he's going to tell me about the... How bad is it? The quarantine... Do whatever it takes to eliminate this threat. Vaccination! Vaccination was recently invented in United Cortana by a doctor, and the formula has been available for free for the entire world. Okay. Procure what you need immediately. Whatever it takes, vaccinate the people. Yes. Polio is a disgusting disease. Killing people and rendering a lot of the survivors cripples. Less smoke bill. What? I don't think I've seen this before. The Assembly poses the amendment to tax bill in order to increase our revenue to reduce the excessive amount of tobacco consumption. Oh, last time it was drinking. Yes, sorry. The Supreme Council for Radio and Television has been opened. Excellent. Mrs. Edith Agag, the government decision today has set us back to the Dark Ages. What? What decision? Oh, the control of the central bank. Now you tell me. Okay, let's... The Bloodish NGO and the Labor Union of Swordsland have co-signed a request to hold an anniversary remembrance. Regardless of the emergency suspension of the right to peaceful protest, we could allow this as an exemption or forbid it. Let us not allow it now. Protests. For the consolation. Last time we even attended, and it went pretty well, but the swords kind of hated me because I closed off the border to get the oil from that dude, and we were doing all sorts of half measures, and none of them voted for me, and none will vote for me now. Briefing on the current political situation. Good morning, Mr. President. We have a long day ahead of us. Let's begin. We have lost 26 Conservative MPs and 11 reformists. Their places have been filled with people more aligned with the new manifesto. Ah, excellent. What do you think about it? It was unexpected. Socialism has never been one of the USP's core values. Up next, the docket. Talk about our election prospects. There was a sharp, soft knock at the door. I've invited Mr. Gladdy to this portion of the meeting. Of course. Okay. It's not great. USP stands to lose up to 20% of the vote compared to the last time around. Again? Good thing we don't need voters to win the election. Oh, Jesus. Tell it to be straight, we still have a chance. Still have a year to gain more votes, but we got to think strategically. Go on, Gloria. Looking at the demographic of the voters polled, you've fallen out of favor with conservatives. Less than half of them are likely to vote for you. Unfortunately, you have next to no support with liberals. And for better or worse, you certainly aren't popular with nationalists. Oh, Jesus. Nobody likes me. I have fallen out of favor with the conservatives. No liberal supports me. And not popular with the nationalists either. So, zero support from all sides. The socialist left is divided nearly in half in its support for you. Unsurprisingly, Bluish poll results said no one, they're not going to vote for me, And we can't expect centrists and unaffiliated voters unless we do something to win them over. Lucian, what do you suggest? Even though you opted out not to focus on your campaign at the moment, I'd advise you to seize every chance of exposure you can. Take that into account. Ah, buddy, nobody likes me. Again. Last time we didn't get into the parliament with a new thing. The budgets, though, the economy isn't that bad. The budget is kind of under minus for some time now, but the economy is doing better than last time? Okay, thank you for your advice. Stability is key. Alright, Gloria, your thoughts? What do the Conservative want? This woman right commission of yours, ugh, goddamn women, are scaring off the Conservatives. Oh, and the Conservative hates this guy. Interesting. I guess the Conservatives are like status quo, don't lie, don't be neutral and stuff. Signing the language and religious harmony bill set a strong signal to Conservatives that you are on their side. Capitulating to any brutish demands at this point would seem as backtracking. Don't do it. The civil unrest that I've been hearing about since I took office, it needs to end. With a big show of force, if possible. Conservatives like a secure country. We've been trying. Damn it. I've been giving the gendarmerie to the police and more money to the army. If everything else fails, fall back on Sordish military might. Anton Ryan is nothing if not a patriot. I will rally the troops. Honestly, you're polling so well with Conservatives that you don't need to take any of my advice. What? You just told me I only have half of them, or something. Just don't tank the economy. Or let in too many immigrants. And be smooth waters ahead. Didn't you just say that they hated this guy? So we can't expect votes from centrists or unaffiliated unless we do something. What was it? You have next to no support to the liberals. Aren't popular with the nationalists. Socialist left is divided. You have fallen out of favor with conservatives. Less than half of them are likely to vote for you. It's what she said. Less than half are likely to vote for you. And then she tells me, you're polling so well with them you don't need my advice. Something, there was anything on my end anyway, okay? Good work, both of you. Okay, he wants to talk about something. What is it? I wasn't entirely supportive of our cooperation with Chief Justice Hawker, yes. And you know, the state emergency is about to expire soon. I have to insist not to extend the state emergency any longer. That is the only way we can come out of this election intact. The polls may not look promising, but the main reason of this is the state emergency. We can still turn this around. We may not survive the elections if we enter the elections in a state emergency. The elections would lose its legitimacy. That was already my intention. Okay, glad to hear it. Hmm. Increasing unrest, really. We have a problem. Explain. BFF attack on Soldom. Ooh, okay. Yes, you read that right. The Bluish Freedom Front has taken over. Oh, the dam. Soldom Dam. Okay. How the hell could this even happen? Kidnapped someone? Oh, Jesus. We didn't have this one before. Okay, what's going on? Receive their demands. Okay, let's read the demands. Suzerain, in the name of peace, we have taken hold of Sol the Dam, and the mayor of Deir is our hostage. We, the people of Bludia, have suffered enough under the tyranny of Swordland. Okay. They fight for their freedom. If our demands are not met, we'll cut the electricity to Bergia. The BFF is a great threat to our nation. They must be completely eradicated. We will not negotiate with terrorists. Your orders. This could actually help me to maintain the thing. If it goes badly, I could perhaps... I will involve the military. This has gotten out of hand. Yes. You cannot use Swordish armed forces inside our borders. That's against the Constitution. We're in a state emergency, Linnaeus. I will use my powers. I will call Yosef immediately. Interesting. Economy is going down the shitter. A large expansion program presents several options to improve. We don't have the money. We will not expand. Emergency decree could be extended or revoked. Let's revoke the emergency. About that. We sent the army there before we revoked it, hopefully. Let's continue. I mobilized the army. Let's continue. I wonder if that happened because I didn't go to the meeting there. Pum pum pum. Order a pizza. Frank voice from the other end. Hello, you do, Frank. Oh, I thought Mom would pick up. No, sorry. Got the record you sent me, not bad for old folks. Music. Glad you liked it. How's Uncle Peter doing? Same as ever. Haven't heard him from him since the press conference. Okay. It's so messed up, but he did. I've been seeing this new girl at school. Oh. We don't send him to the military. He gets a girlfriend. What's she like? She's a blood. Oh my god. So what? I have nothing against the bloods. You're joking, right? She told me a bit about what her family's going through back in Bergia. Dad, you have to stop this. Doing my best, son, but the militants are making it hard for us. You really don't get it, do you? I was going to suggest bringing her over for dinner next week, but you know what? Forget it. Interesting. I have to go. Try calling your mother tomorrow. Just leave it on the kitchen table. Oh, and the economy crashed, even though we removed the thing. Police overwhelmed in remote cities. Citizens celebrate the revocation of the national emergency. Okay. Military assumes control in Bergia and Argis to end the BFF. What? They banned the comedy show? Don't laugh at the president. Capital withdrawal hits. Oh, the Lumburg group have been pulling out the monies. Okay, that's why the economy crashed there. Industrial zone opens. Well, hopefully that will help. Human dignity. Let's veto that. We don't have the money. Central bank part of administration. Yes. Celebration after revocation of emergency. Yeah, okay. Everybody's celebrating. Office of Presidency. Mr. President, the BFF forces at Soldam have been eliminated. We have discovered and destroyed 3 hidden base of operations. The hunt for the militia continues. Hundreds of armed rebels have already been eliminated and thousands of firearms captured. With the authority you gave us, the Swordish armed forces have assumed direct control of Bergia region for the purposes of eliminating the enemy of the state. Excellent. Great work, Joseph. When will it be over? The situation is mostly under control, but there's still work to do. The army will clear the enemies as ordered and will not back down until the order is completed. This will take as long as it has to, Mr. President. Understood. I'm giving you another order now. Pull the forces back from Bergia. Should we pull them back? Keep me updated on that, of course. Fund political youth group. Could only fund the Reds, but I don't have money for that. Oh, the Rumpur plane thing happens, even though we have a embargo and stuff like that. Okay. Ooh, this would bring us some money. Fair luxury tax. Okay, for yachts and stuff. Bring the budget up. Alcohol. Oh! Get the alcohol as well. Cool. Get some money to boost the economy. Emergency call for de-escalation. War room. Oh right, this is the thing with these guys. Status report. The airplane and stuff. It's terrible, what should we do? Trying to rule us into a trap. An eye for an eye, that's what we need to do. I agree with the general. Mr. President, what are your orders? Start the war machine. Prepare to invade Rumburg. They will pay for their crimes. Do you realize the consequences of declaring war? Please allow me to explain. Rumburg will turn its back on us and blame us for the attack. Every single enemy of Swordland, and trust me, there are many, will unite under the banner regardless of the truth. If that happens and they manage to convince the world, we will be seen as the aggressor despite the fact that we're in the right. It will have an effect on everything, our relations, trade, economy, status, all at the cost of one airplane. Hundreds and thousands will die. Decades of diplomatic success will go down the drain. You're right, maybe we shouldn't be hasty. What should we do then, sir? Well, if the harshest thing is really, really bad... Let's go the softest way. Let us not argue over this. I urge you to reconsider your decision, or what? I'll just say this. You're making a grave mistake. Let's create a peaceful image of Swordland. Because in the other one, they tried to kill me. If I would have been allied with the United Cortana, I would have declared war. It would have been fun. I'm not sure we can be allied before the incident. Alright. Now we receive the envoy of Cortana. Getting closer, has been paying off. It's about time I wanted to meet with the comrade itself. Comrade? Watch out, Mr. President, you start to show your true colors. You and your plans with your comrades won't fly in Swordland. This is all a bit of a misunderstanding. Let's keep it civil. He left the room. He was threatening me. Interesting. Watches every move. I want to know if he's plotting something. This is interesting. He's not the general. He might overthrow us, make a military coup or something. Accept that offer. Welcome their delegation. Military welcome, yes. It's kind of sad these things aren't, you know... If I would have had them, it would have been interesting to declare war, but... If I declare war, I'm sure they wouldn't come here. Well, you know... The visit wouldn't happen. He's wearing his political thing. Good to see you, Chairman. You're very kind, Mr. Ryan. Very nice to meet you, Mrs. Ryan. Likewise. He smiled, saluted the soldiers. I don't think your army needs all these extravagant shows while the situation around the region is showing the symptoms of a global conflict. War is not a show of business. It's not a show business. War is not a show business. Don't laugh. He smiled. Relax, Mr. Ryan. La 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 la. The palace. The original owner of this place? Okay. Renan. Okay. He worked towards removing the... Oh yes, Darkened Soul. Yes. It's interesting that he removed the images of the last kings, but not the older figures. Was he fond of the aristocracy or the man? I know he despised the kingdom, but I think he still needed a glorious past to make the people proud. That's where Renan came in. That's what I suspected. If it was not going to be the kingdom he despised so much, it made sense to look further back. Oh, that happened around here. The communists decided that the medieval past was, a righteous past. So they started naming streets and making statues to the medieval princes. Anything that was, far removed from the present. No kings, though. But medieval princes, you bet. Give a warm welcome to our honored guest. You cannot feel it in the moment, only realize later that your life has passed you by. Playing video games too, Mr. Leon? Is life passing you by because you're playing video games too? One day you look in the mirror and you see an old man. Goddamn gray hairs as well. Take a sip from your glass. You see, Mr. Ryan, I have seen many presidents and world leaders change during my lifetime. I have toppled governments, civil wars, and war crimes. I fought against imperialism and capitalism plutocracies. that took its place. I look to a world today and think it has changed so much since I joined the young revolutionary. But when I look again deeper, I realize nothing really has changed. It is maybe even more divided than ever. There's still wars in every corner of the world. There is still poverty, violence, and slavery. Do you think we need to step up as leaders of this world to try to put an end to this? I completely agree. We need proper international cooperation to tackle these problems. Precisely. And that's where the CSP comes in. But before we talk about that, took another sip. Could you help me? I grabbed his arm and helped him stand up. Can we talk somewhere a little less damp and with some fresh air? Please follow me. We'll push him off the stage. Chancellor Hegel told me a lot about you. Beyond these plains lies the great plains, lies this great mountain sea. In the middle of it, a small island, small but very powerful. I am glad that you gave your support to Chancellor Hegel. It is unacceptable to see the Volgish locals of the island being destroyed. This all happened because Valksland joined the CSP. Now the Western powers are trying to get Angnolia to their side. They're selling them financial aid, weapons, and intelligence in return to pushing their political agenda. This whole firepower is now being directed at the locals. We cannot allow that to happen, can we? Yes, I am behind them in their conflict. Good to hear. If we let them get away with that, they'll do what they'll do in Helgeland. They'll do a lot more. In the end, people are dying, and for no reason other than political aims in governments. They want the CSP removed from the region. United Cortana will never allow Arcasia to install weapons so close to Valksland, nor let them harass the ships. We cannot let the Western powers take control. Exactly. One of the bodyguards in full uniform rushed towards us with a bottle of water when he noticed the guy coughing. Thank you, Mikhail, I'm fine. So what are we? Yes, Soldier's future in the CSP. Cleared his throat. You know, we formed the CSP only in reaction to NATO. Okay. What was formed? I think it was the Warsaw Accords, or what was that called? The Warsaw Pact. Yeah, because they couldn't... Yeah, that's what the communists did. They did the Warsaw Pact. Today you need the CSP in order to survive against the economic powers of the West. United Cortana is willing to give everything it has to help others in their fight against Western dominance. This is why I have you here, Chairman. He lit his pipe, took a puff. Without us, Arcasia would dominate the world. Our pact aims to develop the rest of the world that were left behind. So hereby I extend an invitation to Swordland. I want you to stand with us. What does the CSP offer Swordland? Security, first and foremost. It's a defensive act. You'll have the backing of the entire military power. United Cortana, all the other members are obliged to defend each other. Just like NATO. Oh. Not to mention free visa access to every country with the CSP as well as other mutual assurance deals. Can trust you with the money. Ah, okay. Financial aid. Excellent. And what do you expect in return? You must accept our doctrines and work towards the goals of the Pact. It's a deal. He smiled. It's good to see you stand with us, Comrade Ryan. Shook hands. Now I'd like to have a rest, if you excuse me. Ah, of course. Come this way. Investments from United Cortana. Aha. Let's see the news. Ooh, lots of budgets. Actually. Administrations and Altus Sworderland CSP membership. The CSP will now have substantial power over the decision-making in Swordland Army, which justifiably was not, nor will be welcomed by any officials of the army. Yes. Governor of Bergia killed by Blue Rich. Might of the Sword Messiah unleash on terrorists. Yeah. Wealth vacuum. Oh, the economy fell because of these assholes and probably the guys in the south as well. Ladies' bill struck down. I should have just not allowed it. Interesting. Emergency Act is over. United Contanan ambassador shot dead. Ooh. That's not good. Swordland joins the CSP. President Walker is annoyed by that. Frostclad blockades the island. Hegel will take all necessary steps. Okay. What's next? Late night at our house. Okay. Well, if it isn't the savior of swordish women, our knight in shining armor. At your service, ma'am. I was being sarcastic, Anton. You ladies were asking too much too quickly. That's bullshit! She hiccuped. This was my big chance, and one thing I wanted to do since I ever met you. You ruined it, Anton Ryan. Trust me, it wouldn't have worked. Even with my full support, it didn't work. You're a lady. The First Lady, not a politician. Although the First Lady is a politician, to be fair. In almost every democratic country. I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm calling Evelyn's divorce attorney. You can't divorce me? At least not until next year. That's what you care about? Your chances of getting re-elected? Yes! Yes, exactly. Show Monica the framed picture from the old office. Maybe she'll like it. Tears began to cry from her eyes. Look how determined we are here. If you divorce me now, we'll risk losing everything we fought so hard for. We love each other. Let's fix this. Come on. Sorry, Anton, it's too late. Calling the lawyer tomorrow. We cannot wait for a few weeks to tell Diana. Interesting. This is not going to go well. If you think you're going to take custody of her, you're goddamn mistaken. I don't want her around you, not the way you are now. Pick up the glass and smash it to the ground. We're leaving the hotel right now. Okay. Well, that was a bit excessive. But we had the option there to smash a glass. We had to do it. Navy spotted in full force. Yeah. The war is going to start here. What? Operation Signal. Rumburgian plane shot. This thing gets shot even if I don't... These two events are like inscribed in stone or something. No matter what I do. Lesbia deploys military to Swedish border. That's fine. It is fine. We didn't even meet with this guy. Murder investigation. Oh, the ambassador. Yeah. Whoopsie. Someone killed the ambassador. Campaign. Small scale. Oh, because we don't have the money to make it bigger. We'll do a small scale campaign, I guess. He's the only one we have. Citizens Mobility Act. Sure. I have the money for that. They'll travel for free. I hope you brought coffee. Just thought I'd drop off some talking points for your speech today. Just like old times. Indeed, 4 years ago. There's a hit the campaign trail, I'm ready and you are. The Archbishop couldn't present. Support you and your family. What did he say? Bless the Rhine land. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. Victory, peace, and prosperity in the Swordish way. Our land, my land, Swordland. United Swordland. Your land, my land, Swordland. Brothers and sisters of the USP. The last 3.5 years, we have seen our country tested again and again. Hardest of my life. So, I wonder if being more lenient with the lady wife would help. Or was it just because not supporting the thing hurt us? Considering this game, that's probably it. It's been tested again and again. Swordland has prevailed. We're stronger than ever. I'll finish pulling the economy out of the recession. Yes. When armed militants threatened to tear us apart, I upheld the law and order. I'll continue to fight for the constitutional reforms. Nah, we didn't even try to do any reforms. I will continue to fight against the enemies of Swordland, both internal and external. I will continue to root out corruption, wrongdoing, and even within the institution we hold dear. I remain committed to stamping out the corruption that has plagued Swordish corporations for far too long. I mean, they're under our control now. Ah, tremendous applause, yes. Meanwhile, I dare to envision a brave new direction for our party, towards socialism and our eastern neighbors. There has been tremendous progress made in this term, and more to come. Promise you, there is no way we can lose. I have devoted an unprecedented amount of effort towards making the USP as great as it can be. We cannot lose. How about that? I shall run for re-election with Gloria Tori, Swordland's first ever female vice president. It is time, my fellow swords, a new dawn is upon us. It begins right now and right here. We will form a broad coalition of supporters. Nah, we'll do this one. So remember, vote Rhine in 57. It's time to get back on board the Rhine train. The rain train. That's the Rhine, I guess. Mountain Commando destroys BFF base. Excellent. Assault unit destroys BFF cells. Armed forces bomb suspected BFF outposts. This was actually an excellent idea. Ooh, the economy! Look at that! Never had it so high. Excellent. Briefing on the current economic situation. Good afternoon. I'll brief you quickly on what I've done so far. Okay, let's hear it. Turn to page 5. Most of our decisions so far have been pretty consistent. I'm glad to say that we are on track with our intention for a planned economy. Oh. Thank you for your efforts, Simon. Let's move on. We are very close to full command of the economic system. Our trade has increased since the beginning of our term. For better or worse, Swordsland is becoming quite reliant on foreign economies. Really? Okay. That's kind of weird, but okay. Globalization is at our doorstep, whether we like it or not. It's kind of... I mean, we did do the thing with the United Cortana. Maybe that's what she means. Because our neighbors... especially these dudes... locked us out. I don't see what is wrong with a little extra reliance on our allies and neighbors. Yes. In our attempts to repair the Swordish economy system, we have mostly gone against the wishes of big business in favor of the requests of Swordish citizens. This caused us to take some losses in order to make the people happy. Thankfully, living standards are steadily increasing. We are receiving fewer and fewer complaints about our welfare system. Excellent. Some of our industries have been knocked down by the recent taxation. Some people are calling the government out for infringing on their personal liberty. Yes, we are doing that. Our production rate has gone down since the beginning of the term. We are at a low point now. I need to fix this as soon as possible. I need everyone on this next turn. Yes. I'll note that down. Moving on to logistics. Infrastructure problem. The economy won't flourish unless we solve it. We need more roads, and we did new roads where there weren't any. Our inflation is currently at an amazing 2%, down from 7%. Yes! Yes, thank you. That is the inflation that is the goal of the European Central Bank at this moment. 2%. It's striving for 2% and hitting something like 8% at the moment. But percent is impressive. There's nothing more important than the well-being of our citizens. Agreed. How about the debt? Only 1 billion more of debt? Yeah, we're doing much better than last time. It hasn't budged from where we started. That's excellent news. I still consider it a success as we inherited the recession. We essentially prevented an economic collapse. How is this run so much better than the other one? What are we doing with the unemployment? Unemployment rates are steady at 16%. The change is mostly due to our lack of investment in economic planning. So unemployment didn't change. Last time it grew to 20%. I guess stability is like the main thing. Putting the army to stop the dudes there helped. Yeah. What are the latest numbers of our GDP? current GDP is 314 million, not much more than the 310 billion. Oh my god! Last run, we are at half that. We had lost half the GDP. And we were so much with the budget on the minus as well. So much time spent in the minus. We're doing excellent. As you know, the oligarchs have completely withdrawn considerable amounts of financial resources from Swordland. More importantly, they have struck a critical hit in our economy by doing so. Maybe we should have listened to their requests. No, we shouldn't. It ended up badly. At least as a centrist. Maybe if you push towards that one, it's better. My central run was terrible. Centrist run. Terrible. Terrible. Faced many challenges. In fact, you are correct, but given the quagmire we inherited, the situation could have been much worse. Given you have not yet been able to end the recession, even the data. We have done all we could. Now it's time to take the future to fix our own mistakes. With a team like this, I'm sure we will. Nothing against my predecessor, but he doesn't exactly strike like an economic mastermind. Nothing against that guy. Nothing new from him. I told him he was going to be jailed or something for a trial. The salmon thing still happens. Salmon. Increased crime and racial violence plague, Salmon. Again? Seriously? With all the police and the military, this Bergia region is under military control as well. This guy's going soon to be a ghost town, just like last time. And FP welcomes General Ludrin's son. Okay. You know what? Because we didn't have that parade, we didn't get shot at. Victory is for everyone. This guy says. Schedule television interview. Yes, let's do the interview. Mr. Slacker is excited to interview. I explained before it would be bad press to decline this offer. And they are from Kurite. The country is known for its naturality. Okay. I hope so, Lucian. A lot of pressure. Mr. President, welcome to One-on-One. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you. Let's begin with the latest incidents between Swordland and Rumburg. An aircraft there, an aircraft there on the other side. Their claim is nonsense. Our plane was shot down inside our borders. But what about the attack from your side? It doesn't seem like an accident. It really was! I went all lenient and stuff. Their plane breached our airspace. Are you saying that they are lying? Yes, they lied in both instances. They did. They really did. Or maybe the military just decided to have some fun. An actual war between Swordland and Rumburg in the future. I believe that's what Rumburg wants. They have been working to get a justification for such an act. Yes. This week, the United Quarantanan government has condemned Rumburg for their actions against us. Now, Scotland is also a member of the CSP. What do you think? Would this deter creating a border conflict? I'm not sure. Rumburg sees itself as a third superpower of this world. Can expect anything from them. They've also earlier claimed that Rumburg has been spying on your administration. An alleged spy was none other than your secretary. Rumburg has since declined or denied all claims. We have all the evidence it was them. The world should know about Rumburg's interference with their neighbors. Very serious accusation. The scandal caused Mr. Vector to leave the office, appointed a new vice president. Many claim that this was an internal political move designed to eliminate the vice president. What do you have to say about these accusations? Now, if she wouldn't have gone against him, it's kind of almost 100% clear that she is a spy. If they would have maintained it a bit more in the doubt, this would have been, you know, maybe the chief counselor wanted to be the vice president. But as it stands, it's kind of absurd. This is absurd. Mr. Vector was guilty for leaking classified information to a foreign spy. This is nonsense. We have evidence she was working for Rumburg. Her real name was Elena Vance. Yeah. About him. Don't you think you were partly to blame? She was your secretary. First, I'm not responsible for processing background checks. Secondly, it was Mr. Vectren who employed her. Okay. He doesn't look like he was satisfied with the answer. I'm not taking any blame, although maybe that would have looked better. Oh yes, the island and our new allies. What is the Swordland's role in the conflict? The Air Force and the Navy have no role in the conflict. Yes. Mr. President, I have a report from the Alliance Nations here. Here. Swordfish flag on a ship was clearly visited and stuffed into the papers in front of him. Placed the paper on top and started reading it. Okay. Yesterday morning, the Swordish fleet was spotted in the vicinity of Erde, and the reconnaissance planes were observed flying above the island. Your forces are interfering. How do you explain this? It doesn't show them taking any action, though, does it? This is a AN report, President. There's no need denying it any longer. Ships are blocking the routes. Are you saying the AN is lying? Not saying the AN, the UN probably, yes, the AN is lying. They're definitely biased. Plus, we don't know who provided the photographs. There is no reason for me to believe a foreign report. I know what my forces are doing. You are denying it, then? Yes. It's a very huge accusation from your side, Mr. President. Do you have any questions about other topics? Fine, let's move on. Interfered in the Wilhelm. Let him finish, okay? Preparations would aim to eliminate the Bluish front. However, according to the report, Alliance of Nations, yes. Both forces partook in killing thousands of civilians. That is insane. I have no knowledge of this inhumanity. We'll be willing to share our information with the AN. So you're denying the knowledge of civilian deaths. Of course, I think these reports are a bunch of rubbish intended to falsely accuse our governments fighting against the Bluish terror. Are you blaming the AN again, Mr. President? No, I am not. These are very big accusations. But how about the justice director stop to finish the last sentence? Well, it seems our time is up for today. I enjoyed this very much. Thank you for coming. That was terrible. I really didn't know that we were going with them. I don't think we were, though. I think they told us that we shouldn't really intervene and stuff. Lukewarm PR visit. Some swords choose to voice their disapproval of the administration, but President Ryan handled the discerning voices well, earning further loyalty. Excellent. Workers' Party of Bluria has seen a massive increase in membership following the creation of the Belgia Special Zone. The Workers' Party of Bluria political party places a strong emphasis on democracy, union, minority rights, and egalitarianism. The Workers' Party, they should be more towards communism. Bluish opinion low. Yeah, right. Leader poisoned. Again. Huge campaign. The Communist Party of Swordland has organized a huge campaign push in the city of Norna. They want to enter the thing. Okay. It's fine. What is next? Early morning, phone rang, pick up the phone. Solid according to directly, this is important. Started an impeachment process. For what? We might be screwed. They're citing a major scandal. President Ryan abused their power by sending his son to the host... the university. With the kid, right. President Ryan has been in the cohorts with the media Mongols and Mr. Caronte Club in Kodiak. They struck a deal with Mr. Caronte, agreed to sway the media in favor of the president. The list goes on. It's going to be hard, but stay optimistic. We might get impeached. We might not get to the elections. Excellent. More new stuff. Go inside without knocking. Yeah, alright. Is that your mother? Linnea's. She's going to fight against me. Get to the point. Home-cooked meal. Yeah, I get a home-cooked meal from her if I support my wife and if I don't support her. This is inevitable. Home-cooked stuff now. Start eating, yes. Aren't you forgetting something? She bowed her head for a quick prayer. Nothing but respect for you. I respect you too. Even the certain... I believe you are no longer fit for the party. I forbid you for doing that. Who are you to give me orders? She's going to run against me. You have disgraced the good name of Tolkien's soul. You're fired. It's a little too late for that. Do your courtesy tonight. I don't want to surprise you at the Congress. I wanted to give you time to consider backing me. Give me some time to think about it. I understand. I'll take my leave. Thanks for the evening. So I'm being challenged within my own party, just like last time. She, of course, resigned. I'm gonna get impeached. The courts don't like the communists. I'm going to get impeached. Alliance of Nations sessions. Okay. Alliance of Nations. One wrong world and the world will go to hell. No, it won't. No matter what we say, everything is going to be fine. It's amazing how someone managed to fill a room with people that absolutely loathe each other. It's really astonishing. How are you feeling, Anton? Being president must have taken a toll on you and your family. I managed, somehow. It's tough to be president. I appreciate all the advice you've given me. Thank you. So she backstabs me even though I took her on the little car ride there. The lady. President of Lepspia. Surprised he isn't drunk. Pounding his fists on his table in protests. That's hilarious. Join him in pounding. Pounds the tables in protests. As you can see, we have evidence of the construction of silos. Shit, this is huge! If it's true, it's a threat to us. All of us. I don't expect them to be so quick with their operations. Oh. So the island is what now? Cuba? Although this is really European more like. Bunch of horseshit. Wilhelm is not even socialist. You're embarrassing yourself, Alvarez. No need to shout, we'll have our turn. Smolank stood up. I think the real chaos will start now, this guy. Let's hope not. Mr. President, fellow delegates. So, fellow delegates, do not dare speak about Wilhelm before you acknowledge your involvement in our civil war, before you acknowledge your own dark past. He's not entirely wrong. It's true that Western powers had their hands in Wilhelm's civil war, but it doesn't justify the operation. Blah blah blah. Roomburgs. He's finally talking about it. We're not the only ones now. So it seems. And lastly, Wilhelm doesn't have any caretaker. Wilhelm only has friends whom it cooperates with, and looks at me. By winking at him. Wink! Winky wink. Our enemies want to keep us down. Wilhelm must be strong. Free Wilhelm or death. Okay. Damn, that was a strong speech. Certainly to be remembered. Okay. President 9 invented Martin von Holten, yes. It's Van Wachelen. Oh, Wilhelmshaven time, yeah, the island, whatever it is. Willing to do to achieve their military aims. Oh yes, it is the thing. Banging at the table. Let's join in the pounding again. We're pounding the tables as well. What's not? Okay. Must ensure the withdrawal of the occupation of the island. Look at the old man go, you are a spineless jerk, a lackey of the Arcasian imperialism. David, buckle up, it's the Chancellor's time now. It looks like you're having fun, Mr. President. Hell yeah. First of all, I want to extend a due welcome to the new states of Rica that have joined this organization. From Rica? Rica. Oh, it's Africa. Okay. After imperialism and stuff. They're labeling us as aggressors. Well said, Comrade Hegel. Not sure if you heard me correctly. I said, Comrade. He raised his fist. Was that Swordish? I didn't catch that right. He said the revolution will come. Yes, but it's old Valgish. Okay. Similar to Swordish, right? Some are even written in the same way. Okay. That hag. Ah, the queen. Let's hear her out first. Swordland is becoming a rogue nation that interferes in other conflicts, such as in the Alliance continues to shirk his duties. I hereby condemn the CSP and Swordland for allowing United Cortana to settle in the region. Cortana. Is it Cortana? I always say Cortana. Expect a grand awakening. That's the worst speech I ever heard. She didn't get much applause. Okay. Good luck, Mr. President. My turn. Thank you, Mr. President, fellow delegates. Swordland remains committed to the Alliance of Nations. I'd like to stress the importance of this word, Alliance of Nations. Let's pick this one. Our century is a century of struggle for freedom, the century of liberation from foreign occupation. Our people are still not free from fear. Not fear from poverty and starvation. Our world is faced with dangers of division, the dangers, large military alliance and nuclear arms races. Free from fear. Free from poverty and starvation. Now it's more important than ever to set aside our differences and unite under the Charter. It's time to ask the hard question. Is this organization achieving any of its aims? Now I will address some of the topics mentioned here today. I respond that Mr. Alvarez de Vaham was left alone in their fight against terror. Swordland took responsibility to help them destroy the BFF, which poses threats to both our nations. We will continue our cooperation with Valheim. Swordland stands together with the Velzek people. I'd also like to respond to address the Queen of Rumburg. Swordland always wanted to have peace between it is being threatened by them. The real threat of Eastern Merkopa, I guess Eastern Europa, right? That's Merkopa. Has always been Rumburg. Today it is the case, still the case. She talked about hypothetical threat to our nation poses to the European Eastern Merkopa, while Rumburg's military has tripled in the last decade. Ooh. It was Rumburg who shot our airplane within our airspace. It was Rumburg aircraft who shot down. Alright. We'll do this one, or we blame them. I also have evidence to show the Assembly that Mr. Smolensk was right about the AK-47s. Rumburg was definitely arming the BFFs in Swordland. We've discovered that the rebels, both in Swordland and in Valheim, were being financed and armed by Rumburg. That's true, actually. That's what the general said. Another piece of information provided us by someone in the government. Mr. Hailstone was branded as a traitor in Rumburg for blowing the whistle on the country's hidden nuclear facilities. I hereby call on the United Nations to serve its duty. Rumburg and its nuclear facilities must be properly investigated. To support Suzerain, we're facing an existential threat. No, the other one, or the nuclear ones. Now I'll bring my speech to a close. AM can no longer fail to ignore the machinations of the enemies of the peace. There cannot be any more procrastination or delay. The AM must adopt decisions according to the wishes of the people of the world. Okay. Morgas Vesco. Emmerich Hegel stood up and raised his fist. He said something. Raise your fist. How was it? It was not a bad speech. You did well. Okay. Dwight Walker now. Okay. Cortana Security Pact is rapidly expanding its influence. Very troubling for the democracies. Pound fists to give support to Hegel. Oh, that's hilarious. Hegel stood up with a shoe in his hand. Excellent. The speech, dangerous connotations to it. Yes. Let's hope there not be any wars between the superpowers just yet. Now the other guy is here, the Supreme Communist. We believe socialism will triumph over capitalism in the end. Such is the logical conclusion of the development of humankind. The lesbian delegates started laughing very loudly. Keep watching. You can keep laughing, gentlemen. Communists will bury you. I hope the Alliance of Nations can find a resolution to the conflict. If not, let it be known that United Cortana will do anything, whatever it takes to protect the people of Swordland and Eastern Maricopa. Do you think Rumburg can pursue any more aggression after that statement? I doubt that. The Queen would be crazy to try anything, okay. That was a great speech. That was a long. Let's grab lunch. A bunch of nonsense, really. The CSP modernizes our navy. Excellent. Private meeting with this guy. Come in. He's retiring. Anything I can do for you? I'm tired of all of it. Feeling it as well. I want to get away from this office. Could I be to fantasize, but unfortunately men of power like yourself are bound to duties. Changed me for the better, the things I did. Sure. They are calling you a die-hard Malievist. They are not wrong. I am. My father said always know yourself. Fast approaching the elections, how do you think about your chances? I can't say for sure, but I am hopeful. That's what a great leader should say. What is wrong? He's retiring. After the term is done, I retire. You're irreplaceable in my cabinet, man. Of course, my bones are aching. You'll be sorely missed. It's an honor. Hug the man. Best of luck, Anton. Thank you. Election poll results. Roughly 16% of swords would vote for USP. Oh. Oop. That's not good. We'll be losing these elections as well. Vice President Tory consolidates conservative. That's good, I guess. These guys are trying to go into NATO. The existence of nuclear weapons in Rumburg confirmed. Rumburg does have nuclear weapons, capable of threatening Swordland and Eastern and Copa. The Alliance of Nations ratified a barrage of sanctions on Rumburg. Excellent. USP Congress called. We will both make speeches, okay? Let's see. What kind of a problem? Some cabinet members wanted to speak with me, okay. What is this about? What is going on here? We're handing over our resignations. Let us calm down, we can work something out. Sorry, Mr. President, but this is the end of the road. We simply cannot go on after what happened. But why? What are your reasons? Suppose we owe you your explanation, even though you acted against the epidemic, which saved millions of swords. I cannot stand with your abuse of power. The things you did behind the closed doors shook me to my bones. Simply lead to more atrocious actions. Ending my resignation. Okay, I'm afraid I find myself too ideologically different to work to the Ministry of Economy for this government. Yeah. Yum, yum. The decisions we made have proven to me okay. Don't do this, Simon. We can overcome our differences. I will resign at the end of my term. Thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you. Likewise, Mr. President. Mr. President, I must say, I have been a minister for a very long time now. Well, everybody's leaving just because I turned a bit communist. Family comes first, I understand. Thank you for your resignations, now get out of my face. I have no choice but to accept your resignations. This guy's leaving as well. Still, the economy is in the green now, better than ever. La 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 la. How are you feeling back there, sir? I'm okay, Serge. How are you doing? Oh my goodness, he doesn't die! We could be friends, we could have been friends with him. How are you, Serge? He doesn't die, man! Because we didn't go to the stupid parade. Ah. Miss Graf, oh yes. Picked her to get the conservative support. I also have the other lady for the conservative support. People have no respect or gratitude, Serge. Indeed, sir. Good luck. See you on the way back. You could have been friends with the guy. He doesn't die. It's gonna be fine. Mr. President, time to face Linnaeus, it seems. Oh, plus the other guy invited me to start a war. That might have been an interesting option. With Cortana, my other vice president at the end. How are you feeling about the vote? The resignations has cost you a lot of support. It's going to be a close race. But still, if you do what you do best, you'll be fine. Of course I will. Starting. Mellow members of the USP. We have achieved a lot in the last 4 years. I took swift action when our country was plunging into chaos. Our methods were questioned until it was proven that they were necessary. I believe that if we stand together, nobody can stop us. Help to continue the fight to make our country great. What we have achieved in the first term cannot be denied. Do not fall for Mrs. Graf's lies. She betrays us by leaving a very important office. Do you want to give control to this party to a woman that has ran away from her duties? I know you will do the right thing. Elect me again so we can continue our great transformation. That wasn't half bad. I liked her speech. Excellent. Oh yes, he betrays me here as well, Mr. Lucian. Goddamn traitor. She wants a strong and united Swordland as well. And I have disgraced the name of Tarkin's soul. She has gone too far. Don't do anything. Sir. Go away, Lucian. I don't want to talk to you. Had to be done. My loyalties to the party. What did she offer you? I wonder if I keep this guy as a vice president, he might not betray me. She won? Oh, poop. I need a moment. Sorry, didn't get to be vice president for longer. She nodded slightly. I still believe we can work together. I gave up the spot of assembly speaker for you. It's going to be hard to start from the bottom again. It still could happen. Well, I guess isn't it done? What's your plan? I'll continue politics in another party. Join the reformists? I thought I could join the... second thought, I can see myself joining another party. I will endorse Linnaeus and continue my membership of this. Nothing is over yet. Yes, nothing is over yet. But I believe I made a mistake by following you. Nonetheless, if we want to succeed under Linnaeus' leadership, we must stick together. We need a plan. Okay. The last time we made a new party and failed miserably. Let's see what happens if you stay with these dudes. Get a beer from the fridge. Turn off the TV. Where will it end? The party abandoned me. The court wanted me removed from the office. Oh yeah, that didn't happen. At least I was on track to win another term. Was that what I even wanted? Yes, it was. Let us continue. I thought there could have been more shenanigans in the party, but I guess not. If I would have, could have made a new party and stuff. Let's see. More shenanigans? Oh, impeachment trial. Excellent. Walked in. Oh, this guy's going to go against me. I didn't think you'd stoop this so low. Okay. The president told me that if I failed to carry out his orders, my life would be in danger. You're lying. Your Honor, objection. I overheard. He is overhanded in criminal ways on certain grounds for impeachment. Today I wish to clear my conscience by aiding in the removal of the rogue president from his post. Interesting. The meeting with Mr. Coronti. He offered a deal. Your Honor, objection. Oh, right, he has records of everybody because that's how he had the records on the other guy. I couldn't believe it. I heard Lucian's voice begging me not to accept Marcel's deal and myself angrily overriding him. This definitely wasn't how it had happened. Providing false evidence is a crime, Lucian. Interesting. My personal investigations turned up shocking news about President Ryan's seemingly perfect family. My son studying at the state university. Okay. That came up twice now. How long have you been planning this? Silence in the court. Thank you for your time. Your evidence has now been presented to court. Proceed to the defendant. All I have to say is fuck you. I deny all this. It's a ploy. So this is what happens if you get impeached, huh? The guy stabs you in the back with all the naughty things you've done in the game. I just didn't put my son to the military because I already done that before, so I wanted to see what happened. That is all. The gavel tapped twice, and also Hawker demanded silence in the loud room. After a long pause, he ordered everyone to rise. One of his retineers handed him the letter with the verdict. Orso opened it with a barely suppressed smile, knowing what was coming next. You felt that you did your best for Swordland, no matter what. Indeed, we did. The next words you heard were, I hereby decide that Anton Ryan is impeached from office. The crowd in the courtroom, the very same people who celebrated your inauguration, erupted in loud cheers. You thought about how you are going to go down in history as the first impeached president. But the judge wasn't done speaking. For the magnitude of his crimes against Swordland, Anton Ryan is sentenced to life imprisonment. The crowds cheered even louder. Security officers grabbed you by the arms and started walking you towards the door. What do? We're going to take our revenge. We're in prison now. Your cell is cold and lonely. The only decorations you put on the damp, dark walls are photos of Frank and Diana. For a while, reading books was the only thing you could do. Eventually, you started scribing notes about your life. You hoped you could turn into a memoir. Time flies in jail. I guess I didn't turn them into a communist state, because no way would they be putting a communist leader in the jail. So even though we're part of the alliance with those guys, we made a socialist. I turned the party socialist. What about my deals with them, with the judges? Frank visited you for the first time in years, bringing his wife. You remembered your own family in better times. You held your grandson for the first time. She squirmed and started crying in your arms. Frank told you that he joined the ranks of the People's Freedom and Justice Party. Congratulate him. In the middle of the night, the warden knocked roughly on your door and you had visitors. Frank, his wife, and Diana were waiting for you with tears in their eyes. Something was wrong. Mother passed away. Okay. I was overcome with grief. You returned to your cell, numbed and exhausted. Every passing second was torture as you rotted away in the dark, isolated cell hole. Laying down on your bed, you looked at at your belt and a metal pipe in the ceiling. End it all. Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Don't do it! We're going all Shawshank Redemption and killing ourselves here. You spent the rest of your life between four walls. Eventually, old age caught up to you. You were even discharged from prison to the hospital to spend your last moments with your family. As you took your last breath, you grabbed Frank and Diana. You pulled them close and said, "I regret nothing." Frank and Diana started crying and hugged you. You felt like you were slipping away. Your eyes filled with tears and started to close, never to open again. Anton Ryan was no more. Impeached! They only had two things on me, though. I guess they would have had the other one. Oh, look at that, we're pretty communists. Nice. But the economy did a lot better than last time, so... A nationalist Malevist. Malin. Yeah, last time we were somewhere around here. Interesting. $2.5 million workers benefited from the minimum wage. 57% fewer maternal deaths were recorded. Well, last time was 80, but I invested a lot in healthcare. 99 police officers and 640 bluish militants were killed. 15,000 people arrested for suspected ties with the young swords. They did kill that guy. 1,300 people died in training. 11,000 people of the bluish descent were jailed. 600 were killed. Almost 4,000 cases were delayed. 11,000 domestic violence cases were reported. Foreign investments pulled out around 3 billion, but private assets worth of 10 billion were seized by the state. And that's about it. Still, the economy was doing a lot better. It was in the green. We only had it in the yellow before. Not only that, but it was a more, exciting run. We still lost the elections horribly. Even the election is our own party, although they said it was close, whatever that is. And she won the next presidency, Gloria Tori won. Okay. I guess they don't show you that because I was impeached there at the end. Can't really turn it into a communist country. No matter how far you push. It's also kind of ridiculous to be imprisoned for life for two things. Sending my kid to college, pulling strings for him, and what was the other one? Oh yes, bribes. It wasn't even a bribe. I took I promised I would help him when the time comes. I took a bribe from the other guy, but I didn't give him the... That would have been interesting as well if they accused me of taking a bribe from that guy and taking his money and not giving him the contract. Yeah, the impeachment is kind of silly. Yeah. Well, I guess that's about it. It's been a fun run with this game. I enjoyed it. Oh, and happy Lipstick Day. That's the reason for all the lips there. It's Lipstick Day! Make sure you get some lipstick on your lips, one way or the other. Have a good one. Bye!